Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. We start with a short preview of this episode. And right after we have the unboxing. Here you can see some of my sizes, you can pause the video where you need, and a better look of the external label. As you can tell, we don't have anything else in the box. Here we can see both of them, and we start with the left foot. Here is the stack that they have. The midsole is quite generous on these sneakers, and I hope to find a good cushioning in them. As we can tell, the foam on the exterior is a bit oversized because they will give us a better lateral support this way. In the shot we can see the mesh upper and also the lacer system. The fabric that covers the heel is very strange for me. I never seen something similar till this date. The tactile sensation is like very similar with the lycra material, if you remember that one. Although it feels thick enough. On the back we see some reflective stripes, more of those a little bit later. In this shot I'm trying to see how soft is this midsole, and to be honest it's not as soft as I was thinking it would be. Here we can see the labels. Here I'm trying to show you with my fingers more or less how thick is this midsole, because this way you will have a better idea. For me, having a great cushioning is very important in sneakers, so this is an aspect that I always try to focus when I share my thoughts about a product. Here we can see the sole. To be honest, I'm not crazy about, because it is a lot of exposed foam there and I don't like this in sneakers. Although the thickness is good, it is a lot of space of just foam on that sole. That exposed foam will affect the longevity of the sneakers in the end. So that is the reason that I don't like it to see this much exposed foam on that sole. They are a bit thicker than I've seen in others. And the thickness of this insole is somewhere around 4 millimeters. On this label we can see where they are made and the size of them. Here we can see the right foot. This midsole feels a bit more firm than Boost material and the one that we find in Brooks Caldera that we seen on the last episode. The back of the heel, it does feel firm enough, and I didn't have any issues with them while I was trying them. Here I'm trying these laces. I don't know if they are made or not with cotton, but they feel very premium and rugged enough, rigid enough, and the elasticity on them is close to none, which I do prefer actually. In this shot we can see the upper and the tongue, which is half gusseted. I did like it, this tongue. It's not too tall, which I do prefer, and it's not too thick, which I also like. Here we can see the size of the insole and the sole also. And finally, we have the weight test. As you can tell, they are very lightweight, although I wish they were having a little bit more weight and better sole. Here I'm trying them with my feet just to show you more or less how big are those insoles. I do this in every video so you can tell how every sneaker fits to my feet this way. These sneakers in this size, they are true to size for me and they fit exactly how they should be. I always use the rule of thumb. This works very well for me, so this is the best way to find if they are in my size or not. As usual, the insoles are 1 centimeter more narrow than my feet, but that is not a problem. That is how it's supposed to be for my feet, to have a good comfort inside of the sneaker. And usually the length is 1 inch or so longer than my feet. Here we have the first unfit, because I wanted to show you how easy are to get in your feet or not. You know, the right foot, it will be in real time, and the left foot, it will be speeded up. I personally didn't find problems with them in that regard. Now, trying them here for a few seconds, the first thing that came to my mind is that they are better than Pure Boost and Brooks Caldera 6 in cushioning, obviously. The Brooks Caldera 6, they were very close, but these ones, they definitely have the edge over those. About the Adidas Pure Boost, well, I can't even compare with those, because those have like half of the thickness in the midsole in comparison with these ones and the Caldera, so that's why it's very big gap there in cushioning. I mean, you cannot really compare them. They are not the same. Those, they don't have this kind of cushioning. These ones, that you can say they are max cushioning sneakers, and those, they are nowhere near to that. In this shot we can see them in my feet from a lower angle, and I'm thinking that more V3 could be the same or very close to these ones. I was keep telling myself that these ones, they are awesome. They are really awesome. Perfect in forefoot, perfect in on the heel. I mean, that cushioning is there, man. You see it in the midsole and you feel it with your feet. It's not just a lot of foam outside and inside it's nothing, you know. It's like you don't feel it. Not in this case. Other thing that I really like it is that they are true to size. For me, they are the same size with New Balance, any version. And for those that they are wondering if they are or not reflective, well, I can say they did have some stripes on the back, so we do find some reflective materials on the back of the shoe. In front they don't have anything, but at least we can find it in the back. Also notice here how the tongue is on these sneakers. It's very low tongue and I like it that way. Here I tried the width and it's exactly how it's supposed to be. I didn't find any problems with that. And the short comparison with Brooks. Like I said before, in cushioning they are the best. These Asics. Although that I love the cushioning that these Asics have, I still find myself having use for both of them, and I will explain why and how. Although these two models, they are both trail version, I will only use Brooks Caldera 6 for trail and the Asics only as a lifestyle sneaker for walking, for example, if I had to keep them. And that I'm saying only because of the sole. The sole from Asics is not good enough, in less words. That is the truth. This is how I feel. The one from Caldera is not perfect, but it's much better than the one from Asics. I wish I could say only good things about Asics, but I'm not okay with that sole. It cannot be only few small pieces of rubber and tell us that they are trail version. I mean, really? They are thick, those piece of rubber, but they are too small. That's not enough. It's just not enough, you know. Having both sneakers on my feet, you cannot imagine how big is the difference in between the cushioning in these sneakers. I mean, I know the Adidas is cheaper, but still, where is the boost? I mean, you have it outside, inside it's not that much. It's just very, very thin midsole. And don't get me wrong, Boost material is still amazing, always has been and always it will be. The problem is they don't put it enough inside. When you don't add the right amount of midsole inside, of course you will have these issues. Use a proper thickness of that material and it will be awesome. Everybody knows that, but they do these things, you know, like we put it outside and you will believe they are inside also, and it's not. So by now I think you know the pros and cons of these Asics, but I will still repeat it quickly. I like everything on them, but I don't like the sole. That is the con. It's not good enough and it won't last. If you want to have sneakers for 2 or 3 months, get these ones and do trail with them. Other con will be the colors. They only have this color. I wish they were having more colors. I will end here this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because, you know, it's so important for me. Have a nice day and take care of you.